Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to my lecturer, Dr. Rozana binti Abdul Rahman for our subject MGM 4331 Employment and Industrial Law, Industrial Relation Law. So today I will answer my test 1 for the topic that I have choose is process of claim of recognition of trade union by the employer and commencement of collective bargaining. So let's go. As for process of claim of recognition of trade union by the employer and commencement of collective bargaining, first I will explain about the trade union by the employer for the process of claim recognition. For the first step is establishment, and establishment meeting needs to be done. And then there is no limitation about attendance, but it supposes to have as many members in. Trade union is established on the first date on which any workmen or employers agree to become or create an association within any particular establishment, trade, occupation or industry in Section 9, Sub 1, Trade Union Act in 1959. Things need to be done in establishment is first, appoint a temporary chairman. Second, determine a membership scheme. Third, determine a rate of entrance. Fourth, determine a name and registered address. Fifth, discuss approved trade union rules. Sixth, appoint of committee consists chairman, secretary, treasury, and 4 committee members. And 6, other matter. 7, conclusion. For the second step is registration. The TU means the trade union must apply to be registered within a period of 1 month, reckoned from the date established in section mentioned in Section 8, Sub 1 in Trade Unions Act 1959. Application for registration as a trade union shall be made to the DG, Director General, in the prescribed form and shall be signed by at least 7 members of the union, any of the officers, based on Section 10, Sub 1 in Trade Union Act 1959. For the third step is recognition. So recognition is a formal acknowledgement by an employer that a particular trade union has the right to represent his employees. Recognition is an important concept in the Malaysian industrial relations system. The Industrial Relation Act in 1967 makes union recognition a necessary prerequisite to collective bargaining. To be continued, there must be 4 conditions need to be met an employee union before it obtains recognition from the employer. First condition is the union must be a registered union. For example, it must be registered as an employee union under the law governing the registration of trade unions based on Trade Union Act in 1959. Second condition is the union must be competent to represent the employees concerned, which is the union must be confined to some establishment, trade, occupation. The third condition is the union must be the appropriate union to represent the employees concerned. For example, union must be employees managerial, executive, confidential or security capacity, which is in MECS, or if they are MECS employees, and non-MECS union if those employees are non-MECS employee. For the fourth conditions is must be represent at least 51% of employees on the date on which claims for recognition is made. Example case can be related is Beetham versus Trinidad in 1960, which the employers may afford the union limited recognition or general recognition. So for the procedure for recognition, first is based and under Section 9 Sub 2 in Industrial Relation Act, trade union of employees may serve a claim for recognition in respect of all workers or any class of workers. Second, there must be a response from the employer to be made within 21 days after the service of claim. The response must be as follows. accord recognition, must notify the trade union in writing for the ground refusal, and third is apply and give written notice to the trade union of such application. The third procedure for recognition is should the employee refuse recognition or fail to reply to the request, must file a complaint to the DG, Director General of Industrial Relations, who may require the parties to supply any information. And lastly, fourth procedure is if the unions fails to get the recognition, they must wait 6 further months before making any other attempt to get recognition. Okay, for the next explanation, process in claim for recognition of trade union by the employer and commencement by the collective bargaining. I will explain commencement of collective bargaining. So the first step is invitation. Second step, acceptance of invitation, which is trade union employers to whom invitation has been made must be within 14 days from the receipt of the invitation. Third step, commencement of bargaining. Invitation to commence collective bargaining and the reply has been given, the parties shall commence collective bargaining within 30 days. And following by the fourth step, if the failure to accept or to commence, Director General may take such steps as may be necessary or expedient with a view to bringing the parties to commence collective bargaining without undue delay. If other such steps have been taken, there is still refusal to commence collective bargaining, a trade dispute shall be deemed to exist. For the fifth step, which is the last step, representative to minister. The minister may, before giving any direction, they must give an opportunity to employer, which is in the trade union. In conclusion, there are several process and procedure in claim for recognition of trade union by the employer and the commencement of collective bargaining. As we must know that we have to follow the procedure and the process, and the procedure and the process must be followed in the TUA 1959, which is Trade Union Act 1959, based on them, and then also in the Industrial Relation Act. The two acts is very important and must be referred to the act. And yeah, so that's all from me. Thank you for your time listening, Doctor. Thank you so much. Bye.